There's a total difference in overseas living versus American living.
And this is particularly important in Ethiopia because the special need kids are considered a curse. When the special needs child is born, the family will tend to throw both the mother and the baby out in the streets. The Lord found a woman that He prepared for this assignment, and then He put in her heart her love for orphans.
God touched my heart and turned my life to serve His people. I started Tikuret 18 years ago. I have seen a lot of gaps supporting the children and their mother. One child from the community lost his mother, so I was very touched when I have seen that child on that situation. After that, I formed an orphanage.
Tikuret is her life's work and her calling. Growing up, we had to follow her around. We were able to see what kind of change that Tikuret was making.
We've been involved for about 3 years now. It was something that we never had thought about doing. God brought it to us. I had 2 businesses, and I just was in the process of selling it and asking God, what do you want me to do? About a year after, my wife had a dream.
I couldn't recognize what was happening other than the fact that there was a wonderful lady taking care of children in little tiny pink beds. She was caring for them, but something was wrong, and I felt turmoil. I told Phil about my dream, and I didn't expect him to believe me at all. He said, well, where is she? Where is this lady? What's her name? And I'm like, that's the problem, I don't know.
She actually dreamt the next night of an individual that we knew had done missionary work in Ethiopia.
I called him, and he said, well, tell me what the dream is, and I described it to him. It wasn't 2 seconds into the pink beds, he immediately knew the orphanage.
We now get connected. Allyn writes an email, ask her, what's wrong? I've gotten these feelings. And she explained what had happened. 2 events occurred. One was a civil war in Ethiopia. The other was a COVID epidemic. As a result, all her financial support in Ethiopia dried up. She was then forced to sell her own house in order to raise money to cover the cost of the orphanage.
We heard her story, and we were just convicted that the Lord wanted us to join her in her work, but we didn't know what that looked like until she described her plan.
God gave me a vision to build the special need children facility in Ethiopia. God sent Allyn and Phil to save mothers and their children's life.
So we developed a relationship. We started providing some initial funding.
Within 9 months, God's house was built. Sister Asiech is the reason for that.
My wife and I went out there to the inauguration, and we saw it personally firsthand. All I can say, God delivered. Beautiful, beautiful facility. The love of the special needs children are there. She has 100 to 150 women with their special needs kids coming to the orphanage every day. They get food, clothing, training, and the place is doing very well.
I could not believe the emotion I felt towards this group of people, and yet I realized that I was in some way responsible for this picture that I'm seeing, and I felt so thankful.
Allyn and Phil, they are a role model for others. Without their support, we couldn't do anything. They have a special place in the story of Tikuret and also in my heart. In the miracle of God, we are continuing my dream.
God picked Asiech. I describe her as a Mother Teresa of Ethiopia. This is a woman who truly loves God and truly loves these destitute young kids.
When I'm watching Sister Asiech and watching all the people that are being changed by this Tikuret ministry, I wasn't surprised. I was in awe.
Sometimes you want to see results, and Tikuret provides that. It's not just a promise.
This dream now is a beautiful reality where these kids who had no chance in life are now being taken care of, being fed. But the program is a drop in the barrel.
We need hands, we need a touched heart. We need a lot of people to change their life. Without support, we couldn't do anything.
When you give to Tikuret, the main goal is to serve those children. Every single penny goes directly to that purpose.
The Lord calls a community together, so there needs to be a community completely around Tikuret. In that community, there's support, there's growth, there's care that lasts for a lifetime.
We want to leave God's legacy well prepared and well protected.
If someone chose to support Tikuret, the grace that they feel for serving the Lord really directly would change their life.